All right. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Wilson with Modified Independence. This is a manual wheelchair. It's actually a transport wheelchair. I don't have a big wheeled manual wheelchair, and I just picked this up from my buddy Jeff. He was using it while his mom was visiting so that they could go to graduation for his daughter. So um, I'm going to sit down in it and we're going to talk about a few of these issues that come with using a wheelchair. All right. So, obviously, if somebody is in a wheelchair, whether it be a transport chair like this one or a big wheeled wheelchair, they have some sort of mobility issues. You know, we've got the foot plates here. Actually can't turn myself because I don't have the wheels. So, um, if you look, essentially the issue with the wheelchair is not the width of the wheelchair. Um, Even this one is an appropriate width for me, and I'm a little bit of a wider guy. But you know, this series of videos is about if you're having a planned surgery, so whether that be the hip, the knee, or the ankle, or even back surgeries. I mean, honestly, I didn't even delve into that in the other videos, but a lot of times people have back surgeries that are actually planned surgeries, and those back surgeries come with their own set of limitations. Typically, no bending, lifting, or twisting. That's your BLT precautions. And you know, the thing that a lot of people don't realize is if they're doing a fusion or something like that on you, your body is in a very precarious situation, and if you fall, you could actually be spinal cord injured, which obviously takes you from having a bad back to a much more difficult time taking care of yourself or somebody taking care of you. So, preventing the fall is obviously what this is all about. So, you know, when I was sitting like this facing the camera, you know, obviously I could obviously go in the bathroom backwards or frontwards, and the wheelchair is going to fit through the door. Um, Even if it was a big wheeled wheelchair, the doorway is wide enough. It's a 30-inch door. The wheelchair is not going to be any more than 26 inches wide. But we do want to take into account elbows and knuckles because those take a little while to grow back, especially if you're on a blood thinner or something like that. Um, but the issue with the wheelchair is not the width, but it's actually the length. All right. So turning around a corner or anything like that, it's not this. It's not, you know, from the back of the wheelchair or the back of the handrails to the handles on the wheelchair to the end of my knees. It's actually to the end of my toes. Right. So if I'm trying to turn through here, now I'm just going to get out of the chair. Okay. And I'm going to pretend that there's a person in this chair because it's like I said, it's not a big wheeled wheelchair and it's not easy to maneuver this thing around. So say I'm moving uh, whoever around in this wheelchair. Obviously, if I come too close to that door, I'm going to take the little toe off. Um, so we actually end up having to really turn the thing wider just to get into the bathroom. And then, of course, once we're in the bathroom, if I'm helping somebody, once we're in the bathroom, I got to get by the wheelchair, get the wheelchair locked, move the leg rests, and help the patient up out of the wheelchair. There's not a lot of space for that, right? Now, the other issue is if I'm wheeling somebody into the bathroom, I kind of want the light to turn on automatically. This is the bathroom, the elongated office with the elevated or the toilet safety rails, the tub transfer bench, stuff like that. But I don't have a motion sensor on the light. Um, so that would be my first recommendation because you don't want to be wheeling somebody into a dark room and then trying to feel around behind the door when you can just spend $15 and do a motion sensor. The other option to get you into the bathroom first. Whoops, sorry, Bob. I don't know why I picked Bob. Why do people pick the names like that? But if we go this way, then I've got to get over the bump because remember their butt's back here, which means that their center of gravity is in the back of the chair. So it's really hard to get them over the bump. We already talked about the bump between the carpet and the tile in my bathroom. But now once I get them in here, I can't turn them around. So sometimes what you'll see is people get Bob situated in the wheelchair and then they go pulling them in like this, right? But if you see me doing that, there's a little problem with that. It's this. Look at this hump in my back, right? That's not good. That's not good for biomechanics or anything like that. And we really don't want to be moving backwards, especially with all the hard stuff behind us. So, in a case like this, if they're in a wheelchair, we'd probably recommend taking the door off. It gives you a little bit more space to be able to maneuver around and get to them. Because then again, if you're going to get somebody out of the wheelchair, you got to get down here, get the gate belt. If you're helping somebody, get the gate belt on them, and then help them transfer to get onto the toilet, onto the transfer bench, and then vice versa back to the wheelchair. So there's a lot of, I call it 5 pounds in a 4-pound bag. There's just too much stuff and not enough space. So the more things you can get out of that space, the better. If you were yourself in a wheelchair, right? So let me get back in this thing. Hopefully I can turn this thing going in here. All right. So if I myself was in this wheelchair, I'm sure I'm sexy from the back, then I would have to get the brakes locked, right? And again, if it was a big wheeled wheelchair, we'd be able to work with that. Get the brakes locked, get the leg rests out of the way, and then transfer to the toilet, transfer to the tub transfer bench, yada, yada, yada. So, sometimes people take the leg rests off and get them out of the way. If you're going to do that, you still got to worry about the toes because they do get run over by these caster wheels and all kinds of stuff. So, again, if it's a planned surgery, then you should plan for your safety. You should plan for how you're going to return to the home. And you've heard that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you can if you start a little bit sooner than the moment that you have to teach that dog tricks. So what I'm saying is, if you're in front of your orthopedic surgeon and they're like, your knee's bone on bone, we got to replace this knee, then the first question should be, how am I going to function without my knee for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever? And the first answer from every orthopedic surgeon after they watch this video should be to get a home safety assessment so that we can get in there and see what can be done to make the bathroom safer. That way you can thrive in your home before you have the surgery, and then you can continue to recover in your home after the surgery, and you don't have to spend an extended period of time in rehab or anything like that. And hopefully you don't have to spend a bunch of time waiting for equipment to come in so that the therapist has something to do with you. You're much better off. You have much better recovery after you have a surgery like that by going to outpatient therapy where they have all the gizmos and gadgets, and you're getting out of the house, getting the stink blown off you, like my dad would say. Yeah, just getting out of the house is way better for you. So, we really don't want you existing and staying in home health forever. Some people do. I don't. So my goal is to make sure that you're set up with the appropriate equipment. Your home is safe so that you can thrive both before and after the surgery. Because, like I said, these things are typically planned months in advance to make sure that they get medical clearance and everything like that. So, hopefully, these videos have been very useful to you. If you haven't seen them, I did a video about crutches, canes, knee scooters, rollators, and rolling walkers, and now wheelchairs. And it's all in an effort to educate people about the importance of preventing falls before, during, and after a planned lower extremity joint replacement surgery. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, www.callbeforemomfalls or callbeforedadfalls.com, either one. I don't discriminate. I bought both of them. And there you can find ways to contact us. My email address is chris@callbeforemomfalls. If you're a surgeon or you know a surgeon that wants to send us an order, our secure fax is on the bottom of the screen. So whatever makes it easier for people, but just make sure that you stay safe. And if you're caring for somebody, that you find a way to make them stay safe, because waiting for a knee replacement doesn't mean that you have to risk life and limb up until then. So y'all have a good day, be safe, and thank you.